iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams, race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Good afternoon, race fans, and welcome to the limited iRacing Outlaw Super Late Model Series for race number 6 here at the Paperclip. That's right, we're at the Martinsville Speedway here for race number 6 for these guys. We're already halfway over in the season, and we start up qualifying right now, folks. We got our first cars out on track here in qualifying. The first guy we're taking a look at is this 93 machine of James Poleski. We'll see what he can do here. He was the quick time here in practice, so we'll see what James can do, see if he can back up his stuff here in qualifying. But that 93 machine looking very sporty in practice, as we have some guys already putting down some laps. Right now, KCBT at the top of the timing. The 93 machine goes P number 2 with an 18.96. So he will look pretty sporty. He will go P number 2, as we have the 20 machine of Kyle Perry getting that thing up to speed here down the backstretch. He's looking to start his first time lap. We'll see what Kyle Perry can do. Now, don't forget, folks, Kyle had a very good race last weekend with us at Bristol. We'll see what he can do here. He did pick up the win, so we'll see if he can go back-to-back and I believe be the first-time repeat winner. We haven't had one all season. We have had all different winners so far, so we will see what Kyle Perry can do as lap number 1. He goes P number 3, not quite good enough for the top of the timing score. We'll see if he can go better on lap number 2, but right now KCBT in the 13 machine sits on the top. Kyle Perry not able to better that lap, so we will see what he can do as we have the 26 machine maybe getting that thing up to speed. It looks like it for the most part. We'll have to come back to him once he's got that thing up to speed. Also, another car looks like coming out on track is the 50 machine of Tristan Newman. Tristan does have a couple of poles to his name in this 50 machine this season. We'll see if he can add another one here, as that time by that 13 machine is very quick around this Martinsville Speedway, as this first lap will not count for the 50 machine. You saw him get into the wall a couple times down that backstretch, so Tristan will have to make this lap count here. It has to have no mistakes because that first lap will not count. We'll see what the 50 machine can do on his one and only time lap here as he goes down the backstretch for the final time for him in qualifying. We'll float that thing down into turns 3 and 4. Coming off of turn number 4, he does get the wall again, so that will disallow this lap as we now look at the 26 machine of Michael Lipp. Michael will go P number 8 on lap number 1. We'll see if he can improve that time for lap number 2 as he goes down the backstretch for the final time for this 26 machine here in qualifying. Michael right now P number 8. We'll see if he can better that. He crosses the start finish line, does better it. He goes to P number 6 with a 19.19. So a very solid effort from lap number 2 for that 26 team. As now the qualifying starts to wrap on up. It looks like tonight's pole will go to the 13 machine of KCBT, but we still have a couple people have not hit the track, one being Jacob York, always pretty quick in that 97 machine. Same with Curtis Heading in that 85. As you can see, folks, a few new cars here tonight. We have, I want to say, 14 cars on the premise when it's all said and done, so we will have to see what can unfold here as these drivers gonna do battle here at the Martinsville Speedway, one of the bigger short tracks here on iRacing and one of the bigger ones this field will see this season. So excited to see what is in store as this place, it's all about how you get off these corners, folks. You know, big long straightaways with tight corners. You gotta be able to really float it on in there right on the seat of your pants. But most importantly, get that power down, roll that apex as fast as you can, because once you start getting slow at the apex, the field will eat you up behind you. But KCBT in the 13 machine comes home tonight with the pole, and we get ready to go down now trackside for the race, and we'll go through tonight's starting order. So starting up front is the 13 machine, or the 45 on the car, it looks like, of KCBT with the Quick Time Award here tonight at Martinsville. Second will go to James Polsky in the 93 machine. Third is Kyle Perry in the 20. Fourth is Dean Thompson in the 51. Fifth is Jay Salas in the 82 machine. Sixth goes to Michael Lipp in the 26. Seventh is Josh Siegfried in the 12. Eighth place goes to Braden Goddard in the 38 machine. Ninth is Ethan Johnson in the 2. Rounding out the top 10 is Jarrett Feldman. 11th goes to Tristan Newman, who we saw get his lap times disallowed. 12th goes to Jacob York, starting at the back here for this race. 13th is Curtis Heading. And rounding out the field, looks like he did not make the call. We'll see if he ends up getting on out there. It's the 10 machine of Brendan Carroll. As the field gets away here, folks, we get ready to do a long battle here tonight for the limited iRacing Super Late Model Series. Presented, of course, by J Stock Car and Don's Custom Diecast. Be sure, if you want a sweet looking diecast, check out Don's Custom Diecast. They do these cars as well, these super late models. And I tell you what, the 3D prints of them are pretty awesome looking. And of course, if you're looking for some stock cars as well, be sure to check out Jay's Stock Cars for all your needs. Of course, some other sponsors we got to give a big shout out to for this series is, of course, the Premier Dental Arts. Be sure to check them out if you need some dental work done. And also BG Racing Designs. Be sure to check them out as well if you want your cars to stand out on the broadcast. But now we'll wait for our leader, KCBT, in that 45 on track, or 13 on the timing scoring, to jump on the loud pedal. And we go green flag racing here for race number 6 at the limited iRacing Super Late Model Series. As the field makes their way down into turn number 1, they go side by side for the race lead. KCBT down low. James Poleski in the 93 machine hangs tough on that top side, but this might open up the door here for Kyle Perry in that 20 machine. They still go door to door down the front stretch, folks. This battle for the race lead still on. James holding strong on that top side. Casey trying to roll that bottom through these corners. These guys still going door to door here in the 3 and 4. Oh, Casey gets a little bit loose, and one car going around. It's Kyle Perry down low in that 20 machine. He will lose all his spots spinning from the 3rd position. And we will go to our first caution presented by Rowdy's Lawn Care, as Kyle Perry will bring out our first yellow flag. We'll take a look at our replay here, folks, and see what brought it on out. I heard Kyle say he may have gotten some help. We'll have to see if he did, in fact, get some help from that 51 machine as we see the field head down into turns number 3 and 4. And it looks like right there, folks, he does get a little bit of help right at the apex from that 51 machine. The 20 then makes a little bit of contact to that inside wall, but everyone else able to get around cleanly. So you can see how little contact around this place can send a car around. You know, don't have too much banking and any sort of contact, especially at the apex. These guys carrying so much center speed and so much wheel at that point that any sort of contact will send these cars around. And sorry to hear that, Brendan. We just got word from the 10 team that he couldn't make it into the sim here tonight, so that's why we don't see that 10 car out on track. So that is a bummer to hear from you. Hopefully you can get that stuff sorted out for next week. But already the lights are out on the iRacing pace car. James Poleski in the 93 machine will start on the pole. He'll lead us to green, so he just beat Casey at the start finish line at the time of the caution. So we'll see what Casey can do on the top side as we now wait for the 93 machine to jump on the loud pedal here and bring us back to green flag racing action. We do just that. We go back green here as Michael Lipp looks to the inside of the 45 machine. He gets a nose in there. They're side by side for second now. Casey BT up top. He was our pole sitter. Now stuck here to the top side of the 26 machine. Michael looking pretty sporty. I want to say in that LIS car as Casey will try the crossover. He gets just that, has a nose down to the inside. So they'll go side by side, door to door as we get our second yellow here tonight. As I believe it might involve Jarrett Feldman and Curtis Heading. So we'll take a look at the replay and figure out what brought out here yellow number 2 of the night as we look at the 45 machine of Jarrett Feldman down low and Curtis Heading up top as they head down the front stretch here. And oh man, Curtis looks like he may have entered a little bit low. The 45 machine not realizing how low he exited that corner, and some pretty significant contact to both of those cars. And that will bring out our second caution flag of the night here on lap number 6. I want to say it came out, maybe 7. But we got a long race ahead of us, folks. 125 circuits around this half-mile paperclip. As we look at the timing scoring, it looks like James Poleski will lead us to green. Michael Lipp in second. Casey Beatty now will fall back to third. Braden Goddard up 4 positions already, up into 4th in that black and pink 38 machine. And 5th is Jay Salas in that 82 machine. We have a little bit of change from the producer side of things. We'll see if that does the change. That does it, folks. So there's our caution sponsor here, Roundy's Lawn Care, up on the screen. So we will get that rocking and rolling as we are pacing for the second time here tonight. Here's some 2 quick yellow flags. Luckily, at most, it's only involved 2 cars, so no big ones or anything of that nature just yet. So we'll have to see if these cars can get things all sorted on out. See if we get a good green flag run as the lights once again go out on the iRacing pace car. Now James Poleski in that 93 machine will lead us to green again. Michael Lipp will restart on the outside. We'll see what that 26 machine can do when he's up top and in some clean air. As the iRacing pace car makes its way down pit road, we'll now once again wait for the 93 machine to jump on the loud pedal and bring us back to green flag racing action. As he does just that, we go back racing here. James gets away with a great start. Casey able to get door to door with Michael here in 1 and 2. So this is the battle for second on track. Braden Goddard waiting right there in the right behind the 45 machine, trying to see what line can go to, as Casey gets a little bit of that inside curb, almost loses the car. That opens up the door for the 26 machine to slot back in the second position. So it looks like he'll hang on to, as it looks like trouble for the 2 machine. He gets that thing righted, and we stay green flag racing, as he was off on pace a little bit there, about a half a track back. So Ethan Johnson in that 2 machine hoping for a yellow flag at some point, but the battle for second continues to rage on. Casey Beatty with a good run down the backstretch. He'll look to the inside of the 26 machine, think better of it by the time they get to the corner, but that 45 machine looking pretty sporty. A little bit further back, Kyle Perry able to get the job done on Josh Segfried in the 12 machine. So Kyle looking pretty sporty, as Tristan Newman right in front of him makes heavy contact with that outside wall. He opens up the door for the 20 machine on corner entry. Now opens up the bottom side on corner exit. So Tristan Newman, he wasn't in here for practice, folks, so he's still trying to get the ropes of this car track combo, as it seems to be quite a handful on corner exit. So Kyle Perry almost back inside the top 5 here after spinning on lap, I want to say 4, but he has a little bit of track to make that on up, as we see Tristan Newman once again into the wall down the backstretch. But battle for second on the speedway. Casey Beatty trying to make the inside work on the 26 machine. These guys have been battling hard this whole restart here, and they continue to do battle. Casey might be a smidge faster in these corners, but Mike has been getting some great exit speed in that 26 machine. As a little bit further back, it looks like Jay Salas in the 82 machine and Braden Goddard continue to do battle. Salas looking pretty sporty. He's up 1 position up into 4th. Braden Goddard now up 3 positions from where he qualified. As a little bit further back, these guys doing battle here. Tristan Newman still trying to figure out this almost contact in 3 and 4. That was close between the 45 and the 50. And also here, Jacob York enters the battle 3 wide into this corner. You don't see that too often at Martinsville, as Jacob York has to back out of it big time. And it looks like everyone gets their stuff sorted on out, but you do not see 3 wide racing action, especially here at the short track speedway of Martinsville. As Tristan Newman big time into the wall, and that will bring out our 3rd yellow of the night, as we saw that kind of happen live, folks. We saw Tristan all night long getting into that outside wall. It's still not quite able to know maybe where that right front is or get the handle of the car off these corners, and that will bring out our 3rd yellow as we take a look at the 50 machine with that heavy contact coming off of turn number 4 here. As you can see, just exited too high, probably got in the marbles, and at that point, you're just along for the ride. Makes, like I said, heavy contact with the outside wall. Definitely slapped the right side on off of that car, so he will bring that thing on pit side. Same with the 85 machine of Curtis Heading. They're probably going to get some optional repairs done. Try and save their fast repairs, but that then moves the 13 machine or the 45 on his car of Casey BT to this outside on this restart. So next time by, folks, we'll already be a fifth of the way done with this race. So the laps, even though it might seem like a good amount with 125, you know, if it goes green for a little bit, the laps will click off in a hurry. But so far, the class of the field so far in this early run has been the 93 machine of James Pileski. He has been on a mission currently with the fastest lap in the race, and currently out here leading the laps ever since, I want to say, lap number 4. He has led the way since, as once again he'll restart on that inside line. The lights go out on the iRacing pace car, and we have 1-2 green. We'll see the field re-rack, restack, and we'll go back to racing action here next time by. So last time Casey did not get the greatest restart on the top lane. Let's see if this time maybe he can change his fortune, or maybe Mike in that 26 machine will be right there on top of another restart there in third. As we wait for the 93 machine to jump on the loud pedal, he just does that, and we go back green flag racing. Casey has a little bit of room to slide down to that bottom side. Oh, as Kyle Perry slams the door on Braden Goddard, that will slide Braden Goddard all the way back to 9th, maybe 10th position, as that was an interesting turn number 1. Somehow they all keep it clean as we stay racing here at the front of the speedway. KCBT able to slot into second as these guys continuing to battle back here. Braden Goddard stuck on this top side. Ethan Johnson in that 2 machine down low trying to complete the pass. Looks like he'll get the job done here in 3 and 4. This will open up the door for Curtis Heading down low, down the front stretch. Curtis, as you can see, with a new race car, used a fast repair here early in this race. He's trying to get through this field as contact between Braden Goddard and Tristan Newman. This will bring out caution number 4 of the night, as we saw that once again happen live. We'll take a look at the replay between the 38 and the 50. There's definitely some contact here, folks, so we'll take a look. As Braden Goddard was stuck on the top side, Curtis Heading goes around him and coming off the corner. They meet in the middle. Definitely Braden exited a little low. Tristan coming on up a little bit high, and it also collects the 51 machine of Dean Thompson. But so far, Braden's car doesn't look too damaged, as I assume he'll come down pit road, get some optional repairs done, but save those fast repairs, as now that 38 machine has to go through the field here. As we have Braden Goddard and Jacob York both down pit road to either do some repair damage, or maybe it's probably too early for a set of tires, so probably not quite tire strategy. But once we get probably to lap 45, 50, depending on how many green flag runs we get, we could definitely see some tire strategy come into play when it's all said and done. We are under our 4th yellow here tonight at Martinsville. Of course, we got to give a shout out to all the sponsors here for the limited iRacing Outlaw Super Late Model Series. That, of course, being Premier Dental Arts, BG Racing Designs. Of course, we got J Stock Cars, Don Customs Diecast, as well as Roundy's Lawn Care. As the lights go out on the iRacing pace car, we are going green next time by. As the top 5 pretty much stays the same, except Kyle Perry now restarts in the 5th position, able to get the job done with that contact with Braden Goddard on that last restart. We'll have to see what kind of craziness unfolds on this restart as we jump. Let's jump to the stands, and we'll see what the fans are seeing here as the field comes out of turn number 4 for another restart here at the Martinsville Speedway. We'll wait for the 93 machine to jump on the loud pedal. And we go back to racing action here as KCBT able to clear the 26 machine, and they make contact. 26 and the 82 off at turn number 2, and now will slide Jay Salas further on back, and they are wrecking down the backstretch. It's the 85 machine of Curtis Heading when it's all said and done. The worst out of that incident, as we will take a look here to see what brought out our 5th yellow here tonight. As we see the field coming through turns 1 and 2, we see the 82 Salas up top in the 12 machine. I think they might start it on off. No, the 12 gets loose, trying to avoid the 82, and the 85 just tried to avoid the 12 moving across his nose, but then collects Ethan Johnson, and that puts the 85 machine facing the wrong direction. So that is what happened there, folks, for yellow flag number 5 of the night. With this yellow flag, folks, I'm going to go to commercial break. We'll be right back on the other side. Don't go anywhere. Alrighty, folks, we are back here at the Martinsville Speedway for the LIS Outlaw Super Late Models race number 6 of their 10-race season. We are under our 5th yellow flag here tonight. As we get ready to go back to green flag racing action, James continues to lead us green. He gets away with a great start. He's up there about 5 car lengths over the battle for second. Michael able to keep a nose in on that 45 machine as they head off at turn number 2. Looks like Casey able to clear himself down the backstretch, but further on back we got some bumper tag going on. Braden Goddard right on the back bumper of that 45 machine, not able to get the run off the corner, as he'll try again here in 1 and 2. And now you can see, folks, how hard it is because these corners are so tight. It is so hard to make a pass because you have to have a big run on a car in front of you to get the job done. And not only that, but time it right coming off the corner to duck down as soon as possible and try and get that nose on in there when it's all said and done. So Jay Salas up into the 6th position, now sets the sights on the 45 machine of Garrett Feldman. But it won't be easy as this second pack kind of falling away from this first pack, as Jay trying to get the job done on that 45 machine. He'll look to the inside down the backstretch, won't have enough of a run. He'll slide on in there as Tristan Newman tries to hold off the 51 machine of Dean Thompson at the back of this pack. This time the 82 machine has the run, will have the nose in turn number 1. They go side by side down the backstretch, as now this could open up the door for Braden Goddard to stick a nose inside the 45 machine, as Jared Feldman had a space to jump down low, but now Braden Goddard will occupy that spot as the 45 machine into the wall down the front stretch. That will let him lose a couple spots, and then he misses the corner entry. This will compound this as Jacob York makes contact with him, and Jacob York up and over with a huge flip down the backstretch. He will end up still flipping it's not over, and he'll end up on his roof when it's all said and done. Folks, we got to take a look at a couple of these shots down this flip, because I think this might have a record for the most flips done by a car here at Martinsville. As we look coming off the corner, I don't think Jacob York knew that the 45 machine was up there, and we'll see the 97 machine go up and over many of times. And right here, folks, you think it might be done, but he still has a couple more rolls in him. I want to say he at least flipped over when it's all said and done probably 8.5 times. I don't know if anyone in the chat has a count, but that's what I count. My rough guess is from this first view, as we'll take a look one more time at this 97 machine going up and over and barrel rolling down this backstretch to bring out caution number 6 here tonight. As Jacob York does 1, 2, 3 complete ones in the first one, then up to 4. This will be number 5 here with a 6th. So 6.5 rolls for Jacob York when it's all said and done. And I think, folks, we got to have one more view. And this one, if you get sick easy, don't watch, because we're going to try and ride on board with Jacob York during this wreck, as we got the helmet cam from the 97 machine as coming off the corner. Yeah, didn't even realize the 45 machine was up there. And now we'll go on a heck of a ride here as we ride on board with Jacob York. As you can see, folks, just going over and over and over again, folks. Even when you think it's over, he still has some energy, and then he finally comes to rest with the car on its roof. So a heck of a ride by Jacob York. He will go pit side, but it looks like the field did come in for pit stops. It looks like Casey Beatty actually, excuse me, folks, I don't think we had anyone pit, so somehow Casey Beatty out here with the race lead when it's all said and done. So not sure how that is, but he will be leading us to green flag after this 6th yellow flag here. As I believe this time by the light should go out on their iRacing pace car, and we'll go back to green flag racing action here in a lap. As the field gets all ready here, I think we got the lineup all sorted out for the most part. As we get ready to go back to green flag here, the iRacing pace car is down pit road. Now we'll wait for the 13 or the 45 on his car to fire on off and bring us to green flag here as we approach lap number 50. He just does that. Kyle Perry able to get around the 93 machine and contact into turn number 1. That sends the 20 machine around, and more contact behind as Michael Lipp gets involved. Same with the 12, so not the restart the 20 machine wanted there, as he gets turned in front of the whole field, and we go back under another quick yellow flag. We'll jump at the replay here and see what happened to Kyle Perry. I mean, I think we all kind of saw it the first time, but we'll take another look at it, as I think he definitely got help from the 93 machine going into turn number 1. The 93 machine trying to slide on in, make sure he gets to that bottom side, and just mistime the speed there between him and the 20. And then that puts Kyle facing the wrong direction with the field coming at him, and some more contact to be made with that 20 machine. As with a quick yellow flag after the last one, folks, we're going to go to commercial break again, and we'll be right back on the other side. Don't go anywhere, folks. As we come back to the Martinsville Speedway, folks, and we have some shakeups near the top. We have some guys down pit road, some being the 50 machine of Tristan Newman, another being our second place runner, James Poleski, in the 93 machine, came down for some fresh tires. So there is only a handful of cars that have not pitted yet, one being our race leader, then the 82 machine of Jay Salas and Ethan Johnson also have not pitted yet. So we will have to see how those new tires around them do come into effect, as I don't believe Braden Goddard has received any tires when he did come down pit road. So I think the first person on new tires might be the 26 machine, or else if not him, it would be probably the 51 machine of Dean Thompson, as the iRacing pace car makes its way down pit road. We'll get ready to go back to green flag racing action. KCBT once again leading us to green. Braden Goddard will restart in the second position. As Casey jumps on the loud pedal, we go back to green flag racing. He gets away with a great start all on his own here. Jay Salas in the 82 machine will be able to roll that inside line, and coming off at turn number 2, we almost get 3 wide racing action. As further on back, they try and sort themselves out here as we look at the 51 machine of Dean Thompson to the inside of Michael Lipp. They go door to door down the front stretch, as Michael and both Dean have Curtis Heading right in front of them as well. These guys duking it out for 5th place on the speedway. It looks like Dean able to get the spot on over. Now the 26 is under fire from the 20 machine of Kyle Perry. He came down that last time, got a fast repair on that 20 machine. That thing's looking all nice and clean. Also right there on the back bumper as well is James Poleski. He's trying to make it work as contact. Michael Lipp gets sent into the corner. They somehow keep it straight, and Curtis Heading, an innocent bystander there, gets sent all the way up to the outside wall. So the 26 machine getting sent off the nose of the 20 machine. I'm sure he won't forget about that, so we'll have to see if that comes into effect later in this race. But as of right now, we stay green flag here as we see the 26 and the 85 machine duke it on out. And the 45 of Jared Feldman with a big send into 3. He almost makes contact with both of these cars. As now Mike Lipp, after that contact, has to settle on down, has to hit his marks because he knows a long race ahead of him. He can't let that fluster him. His contact in front of him between Tristan Newman and Jacob York. As now Curtis Heading tries to get around these cars as well. The 45 machine of Jared Feldman all the way up almost against the wall in that corner. These drivers duking it on out. But further up front, Kyle Perry now gets around Braden Goddard. Same with James Poleski and Dean Thompson, who leads this group. So these guys are on fresh tires, and they are chasing down our race leaders. You can see the gap between him and Salas, as KCBT has about 3/4 of a second in front of this 82 machine. But these guys in that next pack are coming in a hurry with those fresh tires. And depending how long of a long run this is, it could only continue to shrink as this goes on. As Poleski able to get around the 20 machine of Kyle Perry. So James continuing to look very sporty in that car. He is currently as we get a yellow flag here. This is what those guys with those fresh tires wanted to see, as the gap was kind of evening out for the most part. So we will have to see what brought out the yellow flag, as maybe it involved the 2 of Ethan Johnson, and it looks like it does. It looks like the 45 machine of Jared Feldman gets around sideways in the middle of the corner. Ethan Johnson tries to react, but that car already sideways, and he makes contact with that 45 machine, and 2 stop cars down low will bring out the yellow flag here for the 6th time here tonight. As up front we get some takers down pit road. We got KCBT, Jay Salas, Dean Thompson, and Kyle Perry all back down pit road. So when this all cycles on out, James Pileski will take over the race lead. And of course, with a little bit of break in the action, we'll go over tonight's race information. Of course, we're at the Martinsville Speedway, the half-mile paperclip, looking like a nice, cool 77-degree night. A little bit of humidity, 57%. Nice, partly cloudy. And of course, we got to thank all of our sponsors: Premier Dental Arts, BG Designs. Be sure to check out bgracingdesigns.com. Also, got to give a huge shout out to J Stock Cars and Don's Custom Diecast. And we can't forget our caution sponsor as well, that being Roundy's Lawn Care. So be sure to check out all of our sponsors that make this awesome series happen, and to be presented out there to all the fans watching at home. As we are under our 8th yellow flag here tonight, just before the halfway point in this race. Actually, excuse me, folks, we are over the halfway point in this race. If I could do math, you know, it could definitely help me maybe one day, but as of right now, we are over the halfway point. And once again, James Pileski in the 93 machine is at the front of the field. Ethan Johnson in front of that 93 machine, but that is because he will be waved on around here with 1 lap to go. Tristan Newman has made his way all the way back from that back row, now up into the 2nd position. Jarrett Feldman, we saw him with an issue that last yell, did not pit, so he'll restart in that 3rd position. Then Jay Salas in the 82 machine 4th, and Braden Goddard will round out the top 5 for this restart. As I believe this time by, we should see the lights go out on the iRacing pace car, and we should see this field re-rack and restack, and that's exactly what will happen here, folks, as the 93 machine, of course, will elect to restart on that inside lane. As we will go sit up high on top of the the boxes here on the front stretch, get a little bit of the spotter view tonight. I know these guys are staying busy on those headsets, letting those drivers know what's going on around them. But right now, that 93 machine just wants to see as much clean track as he can in front of him as he jumps on the loud pedal, gets away with another great restart, and we go back racing here on lap 69. As the field heads through turns 1 and 2, KCBT, the first car on fresh tires. Jay Salas into the wall. The 45 machine jumps out of the way here, lets his field go on by, but that opens up the door for the 51 machine and the 45 of KCBT. So Jay Salas, with a little bit of contact to that outside wall, he's able to get that thing sorted. Everyone stays green, as now these drivers trying to reel down our race leader, as KCBT trying to make his way through the field. Same with Dean Thompson. That 51 machine has looked pretty sporty here tonight, as Casey looking to the inside. He's got a nose on in there, so they go side by side here for P number 3. KCBT with a great run off the corner. He will take over P number 3, as Dean Thompson will slot on into the 4th position. And now Braden Goddard under fire in the 5th position from the 26 machine as they head into turns number 1 and 2. Up front, KCBT now pressuring the 50 machine for that 2nd position. He gets his nose to the inside here in 3. They'll go door to door in 3 and 4, and off the corner. KCBT able to clear the 50. Now Dean Thompson will have to try and make quick work, as James Pileski about a 2-second lead over that 13 or 45 machine on the timing scoring. Looks like Dean Thompson will be able to clear the pass here once they get off of turn number 4. Michael Lipp also getting around Braden Goddard for that 5th position. Now sets his sights on that 50 of Tristan Newman. As this time by for James Pileski, we will see 50 laps to go. So 75 in, 50 laps to go here around the Martinsville Speedway. And so far, James still about pulling away, or at least keeping even with our 2nd place runner. There you see the gap to that 45 machine, 4 seconds. So James with a comfortable lead out front knows he has to do what he can, as we have the 26 machine of Michael Lipp get loose off of turn number 4. That will bring out our 9th yellow here tonight, and we'll take a look to see what happened. See if maybe he just goosed it a little bit too much, tried to save it, but overall they ended up throwing the yellow flag with that car out of control in front of that many cars. As yeah, it looks like the 26 machine just got on the throttle a little bit too early, broke the traction, and wow, Kyle Perry just misses the back bumper of that 26 machine, and that will be enough to bring out our 9th yellow flag here tonight. And I know that's not what Pileski wanted to see out there in front. A little bit of information about our current race leader. He is from the state of Wisconsin. His favorite types of racing is the super late model, so he is definitely in the right car for that. Favorite real life car is, of course, another super late model, so big time super late model fan. You love to see it. Most memorable iRacing moment for him: he won a 5,000 SOF race at Martinsville in the old Cup car many years ago. So Pileski may be a little bit of a Martinsville ringer, because SOF is strength of field, so that determines kind of how tough the competition you're racing in that night. And a 5,000 SOF is a huge SOF to get a win at, so a pretty good accomplishment there. If he wasn't on iRacing tonight, we would find James working on cars or race cars, which is always a good sign. I know I find myself doing a lot of that in my free time, so sounds like we got a true die-hard racer and race fan. And the goals of the season for the 93 machine, he's done it so far tonight, is not to get wrecked. So we'll see if he can keep that back bumper clean on that 93 machine before the night is on over. As we will complete lap number 80 here under the yellow flag, the lights will go out on the iRacing pace car. And we all know what that means, folks, so I don't need to say it. We'll see the field get ready here. As Pileski will once again lead us to green. KCBT back up into the second position. We'll see what kind of challenge he can give on the top side. Dean Thompson fourth, Braden Goddard fifth. Kyle Perry rounds out the top 5 for this restart. As James Pileski gets away with another great start. Dean Thompson will fight for a second. Down low up to the back bumper of the 93 machine as they head off at turn number 2. They go side by side, door to door. As BT looks to the top side of Pileski, they make a little bit of contact in 3 and 4, but they keep it clean, so we'll have to see how that can unfold. As further back, a little bit more contact off of turn number 4, but BT now will try and get a big run, get to the back bumper of Pileski, as he does have newer tires. As it looks like the 26 machine of Michael Lipp out of sorts as one car goes straight in the corner. I think that's the 50 of Tristan Newman. He makes contact with the wall off at turn number 4, as it looks like now they get mostly sorted on out, as Michael Lipp gives a shot to Braden Goddard. He gets a shot back from the 50 of Tristan Newman. They're not quite done here, folks, in the back. As one car very to that top side, that's the 85 machine of Curtis heading. Probably trying to stay out of trouble, as he already had to use a fast repair in this race fairly early. With this last pack here being led by the 82 machine. I believe he's used the fast repairs. One car goes around right on the back bumper. That's Tristan Newman in the 50 machine. And that will be enough to bring out our 10th yellow flag here tonight on lap number 85. As we kind of saw it happen live. We'll take a look one more time to see what happened to Tristan Newman off of in turns 3 and 4. As I think he just got on the binders a little bit too hard, folks. Had a little bit too much rear brake. As you can see, that rear end already stepping out on that 50 machine, trying to hang on to it. but overall gets too much rotation there, and that car becomes unsavable. Luckily, everyone able to get by cleanly, so no other extra cars involved. But we are under our 10th yellow flag here tonight, presented by Roundy's Lawn Care. As folks, we will go to commercial break. I gotta get another bottle of water. I'll be right back on the other side. Don't go anywhere. As we are back at the Martinsville Speedway here, folks. This time by at the start finish line, we should see the 1-2 go here as we are approaching the last stages of this race, getting close to 35 laps to go once we go back to green flag racing action. I believe everyone probably is done with pit stops, folks, as we saw tires help a little bit, but not a ton. So I have to believe, unless there's a really big wreck that takes out a lot of cars, I think we'll see the top 5 be done pitting here as the iRacing pace car heads down pit road. James Pileski in the 93 machine once again leads us to green. He has gotten away with great restarts on that pole position. We'll see if he can add another one to that column as he jumps on the loud pedal, gets away with another great start. He'll be by himself up front, and Dean Thompson and Casey Beatty will go at it again for P number 2. Casey almost gets the wall off the corner and loose. He slams the door on Dean Thompson, so now the slot to the back bumper of that 93 machine. A little bit further back, some close racing for 5th on the speedway. Michael Lipp able to get around the 12 machine off of turn number 2. Looks like the field mostly single filed on out, as up front Casey BT putting on the pressure to our race leader, about a car length and a half to a half a car length in these corners, as Casey's trying to roll that middle. Gives our leader a little bit of a shot off at turn number 2, just letting him know, hey man, I'm right here in case you do make a mistake. As that time, a little bit more than a shot, he makes some pretty significant contact, shot that 93 machine up the racetrack just a little bit, so we might have to keep the camera on these two battling for the race lead, as Casey BT all over the back bumper of our race leader. And I feel like green flag coming, folks, so with that, I'm going to go hand it over to the sounds of the race cars. We're going to go do a little turn 3, turn it up. So crank up your volumes and listen to these sweet super late models making laps around this Martinsville Speedway. as we come back to the speedway, folks, and it looks like we are under yellow flag just before 25 laps to go. We'll take a look to see what brought it on out, but I believe the 97 machine of Jacob York may have been the cause of the caution. We'll take a look at the turn 3 replay at the 97 machine of Jacob York getting into turn number 1, and he definitely overcooked the entry up into the marbles a little bit, jumps on the loud pedal in the grass big time, and usually don't see a mistake like that out of the 97 machine, as that will bring out a yellow flag as he tries to get that thing up and rolling, as the 45 of Jared Feldman makes evasive maneuver as he'll bring that thing down pit road for the 11th caution. As, oh man, folks, it has now become a race. We have definitely entered the last stages of this race here with 25 laps to go. James Pilecki continues to lead the way over Casey Beatty, Dean Thompson in third, Kyle Perry fourth, and Michael Lipp in the 25 machine rounds out the top 5. As now we'll have to see the intensity continue to ramp on up before it is all said and done. As there continue to be a push of a little bit more of take, a little bit less of give. And it's only going to increase from this point on. As we have a few drivers down pit road, but I think at this point of the race, it's too late to pit if you're anywhere inside the top 5. Maybe if you're a little bit further on out, you can get a little bit of an advantage on tires and maybe take a little bit of a risk, but anything before that, you know, it is hard to make that judgment worth it here at this point of the race. Once again, the iRacing lights go out on top of the iRacing pace car. And that means, folks, we are going green. Next time by, we see the field re-rack themselves, restack themselves as we get ready to go back to green flag racing action. It's about to get wild, folks, as everyone was able to kind of settle on out, get a bit of a green flag run. Now that we're all bunched up, everyone is raring to go, trying to make up as much spots as they can as we wait for the 93 machine of Pilecki to jump on the loud pedal. He does that once again, gets away with a great start. Kyle Perry all over the back bumper of Casey Beatty. Now Dean Thompson will get to the inside of that 45 machine. Almost made contact in 1 and 2, but Dean Thompson with a great run down the backstretch. These guys will continue to go door to door for second. As a little bit of contact, that moves Beatty up the racetrack. Dean Thompson will slide into second. This opens up the door for Kyle Perry to get to the inside. And Casey Beatty might be moving in the wrong direction here on the speedway as he gets stuck up on that top side. Jacob York big time out of shape towards the back, but we stay green here as we get 20 laps to go here at the start finish line. Kyle Perry trying to make that inside work, but Casey Beatty will send it on into turn number 1. He'll be able to clear himself as Jay Salas gets sent in the corner. He'll get collected by Curtis Heading, and we'll bring out the yellow flag as Tristan Newman almost goes up and over on the backstretch. So we'll have to take a look and see what happened, as there is a lot to unpack in that wreck, as we'll see the field come into turn number 1 and 2. And Jay Salas, the first car with a incident, I think may have gotten sent by that 50 machine of Tristan Newman. Yeah, he does a little bit of net code in there, but that sends the 82 machine sideways on the speedway. Then we'll see him try and get that thing wound up. Everyone splits the seas except for Curtis Heading, who makes significant contact there. And then trying to save that thing, Tristan Newman spun off the corner and almost goes up and over thanks to the contact with that 85 machine. So a few cars involved in that one, as they will go pit side to try and get some damage repaired. But Dean Thompson able to jump into the second position when it's all said and done. Casey Beatty will now finally get to restart on an inside lane, as he'll now restart right behind the 93 machine of Pilecki. as this is the 12th yellow flag of the night. These drivers have a lot to race for here. Not only a lot of points on the line with Braden Goddard, our 38 machine, our points leader over the 97 of Jacob York. That gap right around 14 points. So Jacob's got to hope for a miracle at the end. I mean, Braden Goddard has gotten one of those where he started the last lap, I want to say 5th or 7th, and by the end of it ended up walking away in the victory lane. So anything can happen in these races, especially in the closing ones. So we got to see what will unfold. Also, Eli Lewis, I don't believe is out here. One of the drivers we're missing here tonight. Our 3rd place runner in the points, 1 point behind Jacob York, did not make the call tonight. So he will lose a good amount of points to this field, which is a bummer. But up front, we have the lights out on the iRacing pace car. We are going green next time by. James Pileski continues to lead the way as we have some fast repairs used by the cars in the back. They got to hope they don't get any more damage, because I think for some of them that was the last fast repair when it is all said and done. As the iRacing pace car heads down pit road, and we'll wait for Pileski to jump on the loud pedal. He does that. We go back green flag race, and everyone keeps it straight as Casey tries to stick a nose on that 51 machine. Not quite able enough as one car goes around. That would be the 12 machine of Josh Siegfried. Will go around in that car. We'll have to see what. I think he got some help, and we'll take a look at the replay here for the 12 machine heading into turn number 1. That car looking pretty clean as, Michael Lipp maybe with a little bit of an overdrive, a little bit of push, and then some netcode that sends that 12 machine up around. That thing wheel hops, and of course you hate to get wrecked on some netcode, but Martinsville does have a fair bit of it, so that is a bummer. But with a quick back-to-back yellow, we're going to go to commercial break. We'll be right back on the other side. We are back here at the Martinsville Speedway. The lights are extinguished on the iRacing pace car. We are going green this time by, and when we take the green flag, folks, we will see 2 open palms from the flagman. 10 laps to go. 5 more miles left in this race as James Pileski will continue to lead us to green flag. Dean Thompson now will restart in the 2nd position. Casey Beatty in 3rd. Kyle Perry 4th, Braden Goddard back in the top 5 and 5th. As we get ready to go back green here, Dean right on the right side of our race leader. Once again, James gets away with a great start. Dean now has to worry about Casey right there on his back bumper. They get away cleanly here, and we stay green flag here as the field heads down the backstretch. Casey BT now to the inside of Dean Thompson. These guys going at it as cars are spinning in 3 and 4. Looks like the 45 machine of Jarrett Feldman will get that thing going in the right direction, but the yellow flag does come on out as the field gets it woed on up, and we saw a lot of cars sideways, a lot of cars making contact, as we will take a look here to what brought out our 14th yellow of the night, as we see the field head down the backstretch, and we'll see a lot of contact up in front. Looks like it starts with Kyle Perry getting a little bit of the wall down the backstretch, and that will probably check up the cars in front of them, as Ethan Johnson, big time send on that inside. Not sure if that car got out from underneath him or what happened, but sent the 45 machine to the outside wall. Jay Salas, also another driver that got sent a bit, but at least kept that thing going in the right direction. As by the time we get the next restart, folks, we'll probably be inside of 5 laps to go. It won't quite be one attempt at a green-white checker just yet, but it will only leave a handful of laps by the time we go back to green flag racing action here at Martinsville. This is, of course, race number 6 of 10 for the LIS Outlaw Super Late Model Series, presented by the following sponsors. J Stock Car, be sure to check them on out for your stock car needs. Don's Custom Diecast, if you need anything die-casted, they got a great 3D printer. And I tell you what, their super late models of these cars look pretty badass when they're all printed. Of course, we got to thank also our sponsors, that being Premier Dental Arts and BGRacingDesigns.com. If you want your paints to stand out on the broadcast like tonight, be sure to check out BG Racing Designs. As of the 13 cars that have taken the green flag, I believe we have 12 of them still out on the speedway, so still a lot of cars out here racing here tonight. But I think this time at the start finish line, we should see the lights go out on the iRacing pace car, and we'll double file them up and get ready to go back to green flag racing action. As once we go green, we'll see 4 laps to go. That only means 2 miles left in this race, folks, as we'll see who can come home with win number 6 of the season. So far, we have not had any repeat winners this season, and Pileski trying to make that another different winner this season in that 93 machine, as we'll wait for him to jump on the loud pedal, and he gets turned by the 51 machine. This will bring out a caution flag, and you hate to see it for James Pileski. He was the dominant car, and not sure. And that's a tough one to call, folks, as he is the race leader. You know, he can kind of start where he wants to start on the restart. And the 51 machine, you know, kind of right there on his door, trying to keep him down low and time this restart. But I don't think that's too good of a look by that 51 machine, restarting that low and then taking out the race leader like that on a start. The whole rest of the field having to check up, and looks like the 45 machine goes on around. Same with the 12 making contact. So a pretty ugly yellow flag here for green, white checkered number 1. As it looks like Casey Beatty, when it's all said and done, will restart in the first position. And I believe, let me double check my notes here, folks. Casey did win race number 2. So if he can get the job done, Casey will be our first repeat winner. But he's got a lot of hungry drivers right there behind him. And this green-white checkered's definitely going to be wild, folks, as we'll see a lot of people maybe turning up the wick, let's say, and doing a lot of take and not a lot of give when it's all said and done. So this will be green-white checkered attempt number 1 here at race number 6 for the LIS Outlaw Super Late Model Series. As this time by, we'll see the lights go off on top of that iRacing pace car. KCBT will lead us to green flag. Tristan Newman in second, Braden Goddard in third, Dean Thompson in fourth, and rounding out the top five is Jay Salas. As we will have to see what unfolds here, folks. I should probably get on top of the spotter stand, as we'll have to look at this whole field, because a lot will unfold in these very quick laps here. As we got attempt number one at the green white checkered. We wait for the 45 machine to jump on the loud pedal here. He just does that. We got a little bit of bumper tag in that inside lane, but we are going green here as a lot of contact. The 26 machine goes around. Same with the 51, 38 of Braden Goddard. And it's a parking lot here in turns 1 and 2. James Pileski also involved as well. So a lot of cars involved in this one as we try and see what happened here on this restart, as we'll look up to the front. And we knew it was coming, folks, but this had a lot of cars involved as we see the field take the green flag and head into the corner. The 26 machine gets a shot, gets sent on up, makes contact with the 51 and the 38 machine, involves Jacob York. Same with the 45 machine of Jared Fellman. Also involved was James Pileski. So that shakes up a lot of the standings when it's all said and done. But we are under yellow flag for the 16th time here tonight at the Martinsville Speedway. As it looks like when it's all sorted out, it will be KCBT, Tristan Newman, Jay Salas, Kyle Perry, and Ethan Johnson. First time for him in the top 5 tonight. He will be in the 5th position. As that was attempt number 1 at a green-white checker. This will be attempt number 2 when this field gets all set to go. As the lights go out on the iRacing pace car, we are going green next time by. We'll see the field double on up. Once again, KCBT with the race lead. He'll lead us to green flag once again. We'll see if we can get a little bit further than the first turn for this green-white checkered, as the field gets ready to go back to racing action. As you can see, all the cars stuck single file in the back. As the 45 machine jumps on the loud pedal, we go back to green flag racing as Tristan Newman, now under fire, will slam the door on Jay Salas. Jay will hang on to the 3rd spot and try and pressure Tristan for the 2nd position. But KCBT, all he needs to do is see that white flag, and then this race will try and be official. As Jacob York makes a little bit of contact with Kyle Perry. It's white flag. It's 1 lap to go for this race. This race is about to be official. KCBT with a solid lead. 1 car spinning down the backstretch. That's the 45 machine. He gets off the speedway, so we stay green as Tristan Newman tries to hang on to 2nd. Jay Salas has a run. They'll drag race to the line, and it looks like Jay Salas will just edge out Tristan Newman for 2nd. Tristan Newman in 3rd. Jacob York 4th. Kyle Perry 5th. But KCBT gets the job done when it's all said and done, and he will pick up tonight's win as we see him drifting through 3 and 4. Heck of a drift by a race winner. Holy smokes, that was impressive, folks. As we see him burning it down on the front stretch for our fans at home. So KCBT gets the job done. He'll pick up tonight's win as he gets some of his friends to congratulate him on that win. But a heck of a job by KCBT being in the right space at the right time, not making any sort of big mistakes, and he will pick up tonight's win here, as we will be talking to our top three here in a second. So don't go anywhere, folks, as we have a lot to talk about to these top three. But heck of a job once again from KCBT to pick home the race number 6 win here at Martinsville and become the first time this season for a repeat winner. Alrighty, folks, we are back here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. We'll be trying to talk to our third place finisher, that being the 50 machine of Tristan Newman. Let's see if Tristan has a copy. Tristan, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Got a copy?
Yeah, I got you loud and clear. Tristan, heck of a race by you. It looked like at the beginning point of this race, you know, you're trying to figure out this car and track combo. I'm pretty sure you didn't have any practice. Was that the case?
Yeah, I didn't have any practice. I had prior things to do prior to the race. So I didn't have any practice, barely got in here for qual, really messed up qual. So all in all, I had about 4 laps under my belt when the green flag dropped.
Wow, that's impressive, Tristan. When it's all said and done, you come away with the third place finish. Almost had second, just barely lost the drag race to Jay Salas. But Tristan, heck of a job by you figuring out this track throughout this race. What was kind of the key that you figured out to make that 50 machine the rocket ship it was at the end?
To be honest with you, I don't feel like it was a rocket ship. I just felt like I got lucky with people wrecking and having damage. I never really figured out the combo. It's just I have really bad luck here at Martinsville. I don't know what it is. I think it's probably the guy behind the wheel. But you know, just good luck tonight. Want to thank Jay for running me clean there at the end, and congrats to Casey.
Yeah, that was a heck of a race between you and Jay at that green-white checkered. Tristan, what's kind of going through your head with not 1 but 2 attempts at a green-white checkered where you're probably just watching that mirror every corner, especially turn number 1 on those green-white checkers?
Yeah, I was just trying to make it to the end. A lot can happen here at Martinsville. Heavy braking zones. Getting on the throttle, you can burn up the right rear. So just trying to keep the car under me, keep it stable, but also be quick enough to stay in front of the guys behind me.
Yep, and Tristan, you did just that at the finish, walking away with a third place finish. I'm pretty sure, yeah, you were the biggest mover here tonight, so that's always something to pat your back on for when it's all said and done. But Tristan, before we let you go and celebrate this podium finish, I'll hand over the mic to you and thank who you got to thank for this 50 team.
Just like last week, I want to thank Lewis Motorsports bringing me on. Great group of guys there. Thanks Eli for the nice paint scheme, and thanks all the guys for coming out tonight, spending their Sundays with us. It means a lot to us at the admin team, and for Braden for putting on this league.
Alrighty, awesome, Tristan. Well, always a pleasure talking to you after these races, and you keep up the good work, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you some more here in the future. Have a good one.
All right. Thanks, Brett.
Alrighty, folks. Now we'll dial up our second place finisher, that being the 82 machine of Jay Salas. Jay, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Yes, sir. How you doing, man?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Well, I'm here with you, so it couldn't have been a bad night.
Yep, that is the case. Heck of a job by you with all the ups and downs throughout the night. You come home with the drag race to the line with Tristan and pick home the second position, the runner-up position. That's got to mean a lot to you.
Yeah, I mean, I got to thank Braden and his guys here for inviting us. They invited us down a couple weeks ago, and we came in, and I mean, these guys, they offer some solid competition. It's been tough every week, and we feel like we're right there, but just can't take the W.
Yeah, it's a bummer. These guys are pretty quick. I mean, they have a lot of speed. They show it week in and week out. So finishing runner-up, it's a little bit of a bummer because, we always try and go for the wins. But against the competition we had tonight, nothing to laugh at because that was a heck of a field here for the 14 cars that showed up here tonight.
Yeah. I mean, it was definitely a long race, a battle of attrition to say the least. But I gotta say this: the Couch Racer McConey setup shop, Simbox PC car held up real good. DJM, they give me a real good car every week.
Yeah, Jay, your car held up great. So going back to those green-white checkers, you kept clean on that big one with the first one. What was the mindset going into that second one? With I think you restarted in the third position.
Yeah, I mean, I on the last one I took the right side tires, so I knew I had a little more bite than pretty much everyone, so I just had to get back up to the front, and then on that last restart, it was really a matter of just trying to get around Tristan and try to get around on Casey, and I didn't have enough time to really make it happen, but I was hoping, but I don't know, man, Casey was fast all night.
Yeah, Casey was on rails. Same with James Pileski, but sadly James got taken on out with that first green-white checkered, so didn't see what he could have to offer between those two. But once again, Jay, heck of a battle from you. Second place, awesome job. Before we let you go and celebrate this runner-up finish, I'm going to go hand over the mic to you and thank who you got to thank for this 82 crew.
All right, again, thanks, Brett. Got to thank you guys at Turn 3 Racing Network. You guys do a great job every week. Amazing broadcast. I got to thank Braden, his league over here. You guys, it's a good time. There's some competition. It's definitely a challenge. I want to thank my sponsors, CouchRacer.com, McConey Setup Shop, Spot On Activation, Driving DJ Network, Esports Weekly, Splash and Go Graphics, and I can't do this stuff without without the support of my family, my wife, my 3 children. So I got a big thank you to them too.
Yep, you always got to thank the wife for letting us jump on these PCs and spend at least an hour of our time doing on here. So awesome job from you, Jay. Great talking with you tonight. Hopefully we'll be talking to you more before the season is on over with now 4 races left to go.
Yeah, I'm hoping I'll get to see you, from that top tier position next time.
There you go, Jay. You have yourself a great rest of the night, and yeah, hopefully you can finish that next spot better. Have a good one.
You too, Brett.
Alrighty, folks, and now we'll try and dial up our race winner, that being the 13 machine on the sim or the 45 machine on the car, that being KCBT. Casey, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Yes, sir. I got a copy.
Alrighty, man. Down in victory lane. How are you doing tonight? That car seemed like it was on rails tonight.
The crew definitely put together a real fast car tonight. I wish we could have got 5 laps because I hate to take the lead the way I did, but I definitely think I was faster than the James and then in the long run, but we just couldn't get a long run.
Yeah, Casey, I tell you what, you and James were putting on a clinic at the front whenever you guys were 1-2, no matter the order. It seemed like you guys could run away from the field. You guys had the car to beat. It seemed like, Casey, you figured out something that you could roll the middle a little bit faster than even James, which is pretty impressive around here at Martinsville.
Yeah, no, I definitely found something to roll that middle. And I know there were a couple laps there when I was leading that I was figured out something at the time with the worn tires to shift in on entry and just to get the drive up off, and that really helped me pull a gap there. But in traffic, I just couldn't do it. But James had a really good race besides the end there. Unfortunate that happened to him, but yeah.
Yeah, that was a bummer for that 93 machine to see it end like that on the first attempt at the green-white checkered. From there on out, Casey, you take over the race lead. What's kind of your mindset with those green-white checkers? You got to be eyes glued to that rearview mirror heading into turn number 1.
Oh yeah, definitely. I knew with the new restart zone that I could probably get a good jump on Tristan, but I know some people, even if you get a good jump on them, they'll still try to make a move, and luckily enough, Tristan didn't, and I was able to get a big enough gap there. And then after that, it was just don't make a mistake into 3, don't make a mistake off of 2 and off of 4, and just to go those 2 laps without making a mistake to at least keep a distance between us.
Yeah, Casey, and you just did just that. You got to see that white flag. I know you're praying to see that too, especially with a car spinning down the backstretch when you guys got to that backstretch on that white flag lap. But Casey, you're able to come home once again in victory lane. You're the first repeat winner of the season. So just to tell you the kind of competition we've had, that should speak a lot of volumes to you.
Yes, sir. No, I know the last time I raced 5 flags, and I definitely think I had a winning car there too, but was just unable to get it done. I'm definitely happy to bring it back to victory lane this week.
Yeah, Casey, and then looking forward to the schedule. I'm pretty sure we go to, I want to say it's North Wilkesboro for next week. How do you feel about that track if that is the case? Let me double check just to be sure. Yes, that is North Wilkesboro next week. How do you feel about that track?
Our team, the team's base setup at Wilkesboro has not been the greatest last couple times we ventured there, but hopefully we can put something together, maybe do some testing this week and hopefully get our setup better for there.
Yep, that will be the case. Well, Casey, awesome stuff from you once again down in victory lane. You definitely had one of the fastest cars out here tonight, able to capitalize with the incidents around here. It definitely seems like this league, and this racetrack, you got to be fast, but also a little bit lucky, because with the heavy braking zones and these tight corners, anything can happen. But before we let you go, Casey, and celebrate down in victory lane, I'm going to go hand over the mic to you and thank who you got to thank for this 13:45 crew here tonight.
Big shout out to Ryan Kuhn and Ryan Kuhn Motorsports. He's definitely the big sponsor on this side of it. He buys me all my tires and covers a lot of the bill, and he's definitely helped me improve as a driver with him running his own team and stuff, and definitely improved my program a lot. Yeah, I think he's the biggest person I got to thank, and I know all the boys, and got to thank all the boys in the shop and everybody on the crew for making this thing one bad fast hot rod.
Well, awesome stuff from you, Casey. Always a pleasure talking to you. And I tell you what, that machine you get under your week in, week out seems always pretty sporty. So I'm sure we'll be talking to you more in the future. You have yourself a great rest of the night. And I'm going to go wrap up here in the booth and come down after victory lane and party it up with you. But have yourself a great rest of the night.
You too. Thank you.
Alrighty, folks. That was our race winner, Casey Beatty, getting the job done and picking up the second win of the season for him. As now, folks, we'll run through tonight's race results for Martinsville. Race number 6 of the season. Casey Beatty picks up the win. Jay Salas in the 82 machine finishes second. Third goes to Tristan Newman in the 50. Fourth is Jacob York in the 97 machine. Rounding out the top 5 is Kyle Perry in the 20. Sixth goes to Joshua Siegfried in the 12. Seventh is Ethan Johnson in the 2. Eighth goes to Dean Thompson in the 51. Ninth is Michael Lipp in the 26. Rounding out the top 10, our current points leader, still heading out of this race, is Braden Goddard in that 38 machine. 11th is Jared Feldman in the 45. 12th is James Pileski in that 93 machine. A bummer for him. Curtis Heading, another bummer for him as well. In that 85 machine, finishes in 13th. And another bummer the man that missed the call, Brendan Carroll, with the issues. Hopefully he can get back out there again with us. So that is tonight's finishing order for race number 6. Thanks again to all you guys tuning on in, watching. Got to give a shout out to Braden and Donna for leaving a YouTube comment in the YouTube chat lands. Appreciate your guys' engagement, giving me something to read while I'm up here in the booth. Of course, we got to thank all the replay sponsors here, and of course all the everyone that makes this happen here from the league, all the admins to all the sponsors. Those sponsors being J Stock Cars, who you see on screen all night. Same with Don Customs Graphics. Of course, we got to also thank Premier Dental Arts and BG Racing Designs. Be sure to check out them at bgracingdesigns.com if you want your paints to pop out on while you're in the car or even on the broadcast like tonight. I've been Brett the Jet here in the booth from Turn 3 Racing Network. Be sure to tune into Turn 3 Racing Network throughout the week. We got a lot of racing action to cover, a lot of good series, and a lot of good racing. So be sure to check us on out if you're bored, or even if you're looking for a little racing action to check on out. Be sure to tune on in. I know I got a couple series, and there's a couple great broadcasters to check out their work. So everyone, thanks again for tuning on in. It's been another great one. We'll see you again for week number 7 at North Wilkesboro next week. Everyone stay safe. Have a good one. And I have been Brett the Jet here. And just remember, I just flew by you. Have a good one.